It is a world of darkness. The sin of Cain has spawned the cursed horror that stalks the night in search of living blood. The kindred have long been a secret influence through all ages of human history, plotting against each other in a never-ending jihad. Their immortal progeny are among us to this day, hidden from the eyes of humanity by an elaborate masquerade.
Burn it at both ends. I like the fire causing mayhem. I'm not tired, I've been waiting. I'm not forsaken. I'm my own and I'm jaded. Energy comes from my hatred. Call me the villain, cause I be killing. I got no feeling, I've been dealing with all my demons. I like to feed them, they be chilling. Yeah, they be screaming. I can hear them in my mind. They just wanna find any fight, any reason.
To the dark side, there ain't no place to hide. All your fears are electrified. Welcome to the hard side, where it's all do or die. We're the shadow to the light. I can feel it in my bones. I'm addicted to the thirst. I ain't never letting go, even when it hurts. This is my curse.
Woo! Have to be working to deserve it. Adrenaline is surging, ain't no serving. I'm the king, bring me everything that I've ever wanted, that I need. I believe I could be anything, watch me. Give me a second to blow, give me a second to grow. Be at the top of the show, be at the top like a pro. I flip the switch, different mode. No, they ain't laughing, no joke, cause I attack when they won't.
Welcome to the dark side, there ain't no place to hide. All your fears are electrified. Welcome to the hard side, where it's all do or die. We're the shadow to the light. I can feel it in my bones. I'm addicted to the thirst. I ain't never letting go, even when it hurts. This is my curse.
And there's
Diva Jones.
All
David
right.
Jones.
And I have killed them. Well, I shouldn't say killed the mics. I've killed the music. And I brought us back up. We are live once again. This is Vampire the Masquerade Blood Ties, our Saturday afternoon, well, early morning afternoon game for some of you crazy people in other time zones.
Are you muted?
No, I am not.
Okay.
I double checked that. I don't always remember to, but I double checked that. So, let's see. So, who wants to give us a game recap?
I forgot to take notes.
Dale.
I got too absorbed in what was going on.
I do have some notes here. I think it's a decent overview. So last time we all gathered at the cannery office that Trudy has for us to have meetings. We discussed Roxy DeSantos' background, her criminal background, and what she's done before in Boston, so that Sophie could know.
Yeah.
Flames discovered that Dahlia is in Sabat, in Yuma, and even tried to scry, but couldn't see like exactly where she was, because apparently their temple in Yuma has a similar thing that the one in Portland had. But yeah, she's there, and so now we're aware of that's going on, and she's mad. The rest of us are pissed that this happened. Let's see here. We discussed what was going on with the Autumn Health Systems, with Sophie and the gang. The fact that Riskel Shade, who is leader there, he's black, and that entire building is shutting down, going bankrupt, and they're planning on selling stuff off. But there's some nasty stuff in there, like
Banes.
There's Banes throughout the whole building complex. There's experiments, living experiments, underground behind tons of security. There's minimal guards, but the stuff in there is pretty nasty and should be dealt with before it gets out to everyone else. But apparently Noah and other wolves are apparently planning on how to deal with that now that they have that info. During the meeting, Remus began to frenzy because Flames was putting down like the use of humanity, and that made him mad.
Oh, yeah.
But we staked him, quelled him, unstaked him, and he was forlorn and kind of depressed about what had happened. And he had kind of left the group and went to the Bradoviches because they were setting up a Russian bear dog to turn it into a hellhound for him. But
the perfect spot for lamenting your humanity.
Right. Yeah. Which, yeah, ironically, it kind of was, because he had a good talk with Danny. He felt like he was a monster, and Danny was, comforting him like, "Nah, you're not a monster. You gotta do what you gotta do. You're a vampire. It's okay," type of a thing. So it seems like he had a good talk. And then, meanwhile, the rest of us were then just hanging out at the Drachenflugel, having a drink and having a good time. There you go.
All righty. Good recap. So, Sophie, since you are our ranking vampire here for this particular game, would you like to call us into order and find some place to meet so we can all gather, or how would you like to do this? No?
Just, oh, wow. All right.
That would be an interesting thing to wake up to. Just no.
No.
No, we're gonna go party.
I'm a vegetarian.
I know exactly. Best line in the movie. Or best scene, I should say. That was from My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, for those of you who don't know. She's like, choose the chicken to kill for dinner tonight. That's okay. I'm a vegetarian. And there's this pause, and she just looks at him disgusted. No.
Yeah, so I guess we really do need a rotation on locations because I'm tired of trying to decide.
We need that funeral home.
Yeah, where's Henri when we need him?
Yeah.
Working on leather.
Of course.
Well, we have
Okay. Yeah. What are our spots right now besides the cannery?
Drakenflugel and Cannery.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Or
I
you
guess we
could
to
go
Dragonfly.
back to Anzios.
Pretty sure we wanted to give that a buy for like a year.
We could go to the new
Yeah, we're
club.
giving it a break.
The
Since
new
it's-
club?
Yeah, the one that's opening.
Do we
Epsom
want to?
Analysis.
Yeah.
Do we want to?
Or you could go back to the train
soon?
museum.
Train museum.
Yeah, let's
Oh, we
try
haven't
the
been
train
there in a
museum.
minute.
It's because we burned it down.
Well, we
God
did
damn.
not.
We did not do anything.
It wasn't me either.
Revis. And
Well,
freaking Dahlia,
it's-
who's not even here anymore.
Yeah.
Yep. If Dahlia would not have interfered in that scene with her quote unquote ethics that were imposed on at the last minute after approval from the Baroness on what I was to do, it would not have happened. No, I'm still
Really?
not.
We're not.
proud.
We're not rusty on that, are
Right.
we?
No.
Yeah, let's go to the train station.
Okay. The train museum. Train museum.
Okay.
Yeah. So Sophie will send out the call. Let's check out the train museum. It's been a minute since we've been there for a status meeting.
Ben will respond. All right. Be there soon.
And Seth is going to glance over at Trish. Do you want something else to wear?
First, let's specify what kind of clothing, because I don't think I'm ready for that. She kind of just points at your entire you. But
What's
do you
wrong
have
with
some-
me?
There's nothing wrong with you, but you pull that off. I don't. I think we all know I do not have the frame for the gloriousness that is you. But do you have anything that like would actually cover more? Like, do you have a sweater or a jacket that would fit in?
A jacket, sure. Do you want leather or do you want? I don't have cardigans. Sorry, honey.
I don't. You do realize that I might be a little bit more into the covering, but I'm not like a prude. Like, I'm not a librarian. Okay, look.
No.
Was that in question? Wait. No. This is a discussion for a later date. A leather jacket would be fine, thank you.
So a door opens up quietly in one section of the house, and Trish gets pegged with a t-shirt. It like comes flying from the darkness and just like lands like kind of up on her shoulder, sort of thing.
Is that from Cindy?
Yes, and it's a black shirt. It's like an extra large, so it fits way better than the one that she had on before. And the front of it says, "Get in, witches," or it says, "Get in, bitches. We're
Going shopping."
No, we're digging ditches and burning witches."
Oh,
Oh,
you're just gonna pull it up and look at it for a second, and just be like,
There
You're
you go.
gonna-
"Does this work?"
Really, you do realize that's what I am.
Which is
But
why it
doesn't
would
it
work
go-
perfectly.
And you're teaching me to be one, right? So it's like it's fine.
It's
Do you still want
ironic.
the
Joke.
leather?
Yeah, we can still do the leather. That's fine. She's gonna just kind of
Um,
like pull the shirt on over top and
Benjamin,
readjust it. Is it
do me a
real quick? Is
favor.
it too? Hold on a second. Is it too long for her though? Because she's 5'2". Isn't Cindy significantly taller than her?
No,
Oh, she's not. Okay.
no, she's like maybe 5'4", 5'5".
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. So she'll just kind of like tuck it in nice and tight so that it's like creating a seamless look.
Benjamin,
Yeah.
will you please inform Rebus under no circumstances is he to try to pressure me into that friggin' DJ booth he put in there?
So you don't want to test it?
No. No.
Uh,
No.
Okay.
You could just pretend to
No.
DJ and like get.
No. What part of no do you guys not get?
All right.
No, I was just giving you an option. That's all. Like, because there
No.
are people who put their mixes online, and then you could just use their mix and pretend you're doing stuff,
No.
and then you can make money.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not a Torador. I realize that Isadora has a sick sense of humor, but I'm not a Torador. I am a
Right.
warlock who likes to kind of hide in the corner.
I
You
understand.
can't make a lot of money that way, though, babe. You know.
Well, I was making enough.
And then you killed
Well,
someone.
you were
so...
taking it from somebody that you had control of.
I'm so
Always
glad
answer.
I'm not there for this conversation.
Which I can do again just as easily.
Persephone,
Kill
give me-
someone or take their
Hold on a
stuff?
second. Persephone, give me a conscious roll. Difficulty 7.
From the outset, we're awesome.
I hate you all.
She's new to this. It's her first day.
It's her first day.
Two successes.
Okay. So you are basically that meme of that stick figure character that's like about to say something, hold up his finger, and then kind of goes and has to think about it, like closes their mouth temporarily. That was natural. Yeah. That is exactly what Persephone would have thought and did. And then you're like, you remember that conversation you just had with Ben, and you're like, I can't really control them that way anymore. That would upset the apple cart.
Can we just go?
That's fine. Yeah.
We ready?
Yeah. I
Wait,
guess.
did you get the jacket?
Yeah, hold on. And she'll head back down.
Sure.
And Jerome is
Kind of
Jesse
stomping
at the
her way
Haven right
down.
now?
I'm sorry, Ben, what'd you say?
Is Jesse at the Haven right now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then I'd let him know. Hey, Jesse, we're gonna be out for a few hours. Don't wait up. Let us know if anything happens.
Right. So he just kind of gives you finger guns. And he says, "Stick to it, boss." I'm probably
Bye,
going to go
Jesse.
to the. Bye. I'm probably going to go to the store
Okay. Gotcha.
at some
Sounds
point.
good.
Fill in.
Sure.
Or no, wait a minute. That's Jesse. Sorry, I'm getting somebody completely incorrect. I was thinking Jim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was saying like he's gonna go to the grocery store or something.
Oh yeah, no.
I know
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking too. I was like, what?
Okay, no. So he's like, ugh.
I was thinking comic book store.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
that's more appropriate. Yeah. So he's like, I'm gonna make a comic book run. I'll burb. I'll text you and let you know.
Got it. All right. Sounds good.
Hey, Jesse, could you pick something up for me if you're going there?
The comic book. Sure. What you want?
Well, I heard about this story. It's like called My Hero Academia, I think.
You're wanting anime?
Well, yeah. Do they sell that manga stuff there? Because
Yeah.
I just somebody told me the story. I was seeing it online, and it just looked interesting. So
Yeah, I can get you something like that. For sure. Just keep in mind you got to read it backwards.
what?
They-
Okay,
They,
we're gonna
don't.
have to have
They
a
don't
conversation
flip
about that.
the same way. They
No,
go.
the words aren't backwards though.
No, I think you might summon Cthulhu or something like that if you were to say those words backwards a whole lot.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Yeah. If they've got it, of course I'll pay you back. But thank you.
Oh, sure thing. Oh, and I'm gonna go get some some burrito alarms, so you might want to clear out for an hour or 3.
Well, that should wake up Cindy.
I appreciate the warning.
Yeah, she
She's still asleep,
yeah,
sort of.
she won't be for long. Yeah, so I toss the leather jacket to Trish and start heading out.
Okay.
Right.
So you 3 make like a tree and get out of here and start heading towards the train museum. Damaris, you are muted.
Yeah, and it doesn't show either.
No, because she mutes it on her headset.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
Chip.
easier to press a button, but sometimes I forget that I pressed that button.
Yes.
So, what's up?
Well, you are at Kareen's place still.
I have been focused on fixing the plants that I destroyed.
Yes, which it's been a couple days, so those have been the plants that have been damaged have been successfully repotted. Plants that were destroyed have been replaced. So Harmony is now starting to restock in the House of Kyrene.
Yeah.
Anything in particular you're doing before you head to the meeting tonight?
I want to just make stops at her haven, just to basically check things out, make sure everything's still there. And then just do a stop at Anzio's on the way. Yeah, basically I'm just doing sort of pulse checks at these places to make sure everything is in order. And then make my way.
Okay, no problem. Revis, are you doing anything in particular?
Yes, I am. I check in with Danny and see the status of my dog. And if it's far enough along, he can bring it to the meeting, which I'm sure he's been invited to.
It is not as of yet. And yes, he got the text message too. He's trying to, he would just text you back that he's trying to finish up the one for Revis and or the one for you and the one for Henri.
Okay. Alrighty. And then I'll check in with the club, which will be about 5 minutes of going like everything's under control, and walk out the door.
Cool. Alrighty. And then Sophie, anything in particular you're doing?
Nope.
No. All right. Easy peasy. So since you had no plans, clearly you're the first one there. So you get to open up the place.
So I would give it kind of a thorough look over because it's been a while since we've been here.
Mm-hmm.
So checking security and whatnot.
Sure. So for those of you who don't know or maybe tuning in and haven't seen this one in gameplay for a bit, the train museum actually sits on the second floor of a small set of office buildings in Ashland, Oregon. And it takes up the whole floor. It has not only history about the railways that used to go through here to help establish Oregon during the gold rush and whatnot, but it also has some local history and flavor for Ashland proper. Some on the Chinese immigrants that had moved here some time ago, also just immigrants in general, about when the rail line closed down, some of the first instances of culture that kind of dashed into Ashland and so on and so forth. So it's not just a train museum, but it's a hodgepodge of some of the other things too. And they also have a display of a fossil that they dug up a while back, what they believe to be a woolly mammoth that likely inhabited the area many moons ago. So that's there as well, with some information on like what scientists believe the woolly mammoth did and so on and so forth. And so, Sophie, you're going through and checking everything. Everything has been repaired and back up to snuff when last you saw it. There doesn't appear to be any lingering signs of the burn that took place in here. Countertop has been completely replaced. New register, wall and siding in here have been fixed and replaced. So the kindred of Ashland had done good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything.
Sure, no problem. So everybody else starts showing up, one by one, and you've got free reign of the entire museum on the inside, because obviously there's no one here at this hour, and you can set it up wherever you want. There are a couple. You can either put it like out in the open around some of the books. There's a section where they have like story hour and music that they bring in every so often, which can seat up to about 15-20 people with a small little stage. And if you need pictures of what the place looks like, that of course is on our website. Small plug, let me go ahead and pop that in here one more time. At ashlandbynight.wikidot.com for all your Ashland by Night needs. But as everybody is slowly coming together, and Sophie is obviously the first one there, Sophie or Ben could take it away.
So everybody's here now?
Yeah, at this point, everybody's here.
Revis just kind of looks at Trish and smiles. And you're muted, sweetheart.
Muted!
You just have a hearing problem. Hi, Revis. How are you doing?
I'm doing tremendous at the moment.
Good. The club all up and running?
Yes, it is. And I'll be talking to my side partner so that she gets the appropriate refund on her investment going forward. He just kind of looks at stuff.
Oh, I got you. That makes sense. Tristan wanders in and just goes and sits down somewhere.
What was that about?
All.
That was heavy breathing into a microphone.
Sorry. Not bad.
Oh my.
Oh, wait. I take it all back. So she says that to Revis and then turns and looks and says, well, Miss Sophie, I have not seen you in a hot minute.
Yeah, it's really nice to see you. How are you doing? I'm
doing all right. She sidles over and kind of goes to either stand or sit, however Sophie is standing or sitting. So I'm doing actually quite well. I'm sure you heard about all of the shenanigans with the Sabat stuff that happened with me and Jeremy, right?
Oh, yes. Good old Bastion.
Yep.
I heard that you moved in with Seth now?
Yeah.
So you're all settled and doing all right?
Yeah, we're doing okay. Seth is teaching me some of the magic-y things, and I enjoy it significantly more than I thought I would, considering my background.
It's kind of fun, huh?
It's
kind of fun. I've been dabbling too.
She taught me this thing where she tried to stake me and it didn't work, and it was kind of exciting. Not in a weird way, but she stabbed me. And
I should look into that myself.
Yeah, well, it took a lot of hours of reading Latin and Google and translating things, but we finally figured it out.
Colin for that.
Oh, you do have a Colin for that. How is Colin and his abdominals? Because they're apparently a topic of discussion.
Doing just fine. Reacquainted myself with them several times this morning.
Oh, goodness Lord. Thank you for that information.
Revis just smiles and goes, pumping blood is useful.
Holy fuck. I'm going to go look at his cool fossil.
He is a snack in a snack.
All of a sudden, Enigma's, some Enigma music starts playing in the background. It's all,
You know, and they talk about us.
No, we don't talk about you at all.
Anyway,
You know, she will kind of casually give Revis the finger.
And he just smiles at her and goes, my poor beating heart.
That reminds me though, Seth, speaking of Colin and magic, he told me that he's got the mirrors done.
Oh.
But he would like you to, well, he told me that I should ask you to teach me the ritual too. I guess he made some extra so that I have that available as well. Would you mind?
I think that's a fair trade since you taught me presence. Yes.
Excellent. He seems to think it would be prudent to have some kind of a quick getaway.
Yes, it is. In these nights, it is important to have something in the works.
How do you decide where to put the other side?
Whoever it is that you want to step out of.
Is there a range? Does that have to be close, or could it be really far away?
I'll have to look, but I don't remember there being a range, but I will double check that.
I believe there's a range, but that's just something we'll have to test.
Oh, that's right.
And Damaris walks in saying that.
Can you move the other side
yes.
as you like?
Of course.
It's 2 points in the mirrors, and wherever you want to put one to enter in and the other side and vice versa, it just doesn't matter. I mean, you can pick it up and move it. It's the mirror that's the
catalyst.
Exactly.
Does it go in different dimensions? Like how the marketplace that we went to is technically not?
No.
That's more like a pocket realm, which is completely...
It's just more like a door.
Yeah.
Step through.
Okay. It's kind of like, think of dimensional travel when you think of a pocket realm.
Sure. Dimensional travel. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'll have to work on my physics on that one. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, it's
Colin could probably explain it more, since that's not something that I can create to my knowledge.
And right then you guys can hear some steps, someone walking up the steps outside.
Are we expecting anyone else?
And the door comes flying open. And standing in the doorway is a woman. For those of you who don't know who she is a woman who looks like she's got like the big kind of teased 80s hair, but the rest of her outfit looks like she probably jumped off of a Billy Idol set somewhere for a music video.
Okay.
She's got that like 80s kind of punk rock looking to her. And Sophie, it's Jewel. Which I think Damaris, you might have met her too. Yeah. So she steps in and kind of throws her hands up, flamboyantly, and she says, "My lords, my ladies, and everyone else not sitting on a cushion. Today you find yourselves as equals, for you are all equally blessed. For I have the pride, the privilege, nay, the pleasure of introducing you an anarch, sired by anarchs." Oh, speaking of which, she had awe up, so you were all like kind of focused on her immediately. If you wish to burn a willpower point to resist, you can.
Of course.
I shall.
Okay.
Yes.
Nah. I'm intrigued.
I do that, and I'll use Iron Will as well. So.
Yeah, I'm burning them.
Sophie is taken by surprise.
Sure.
And
so, and she
just roll with
says,
it.
of introducing to you an anarch sired by anarchs. An anarch who can trace her lineage back to the sewer. I first met her in a closet in
my
Portland, praying to God, asking his forgiveness for defiling the Elysium that which was about to commence. Next, she amazed me still further in Denver, when she saved a sireless beauty from the would-be ravishings of her untoward Setite paramour. In New York, she spent a year in silence, just to better understand the sound of stupidity. And so, without further gilding the lily, and with no more ado, I give to you the propagator of Camarilla defilement, the protector of Coloradan virginity, the Khaleesi of the crypt caverns, the mender of
God.
chains, the unburied former baron of the Pacific Northwest, Lady Hesperia.
Trish immediately.
Yeah, Sophie will clap as well.
She just kind of looks at
Just
Ben
being
like, what are
That is
you
so
doing?
overdramatic.
That was pretty good. You got to admit.
That was really, I mean, granted, it wasn't the actual line from the movie, but it was good. It was a very good adaptation.
And Hesperia, I will let you describe what everybody sees.
All right, so I'm going to regally enter the room. I am wearing what looks like to be a sheet, maybe one of Sophie's sheets as a cape, and I have a traffic cone on my head that clearly has Baron across it.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I'm going to slowly walk up to Sophie. I'm going to go ahead and drop her sheet, and then I'm going to take the traffic cone off of my head and then gently place it on hers.
Wait, do you have clothes on underneath the sheet? Are you butt ass naked?
Oh, no, I have clothes on.
All right.
I have clothes on. I'm a little tattered, a little stained. Maybe kind of looks like I've been digging graves, or maybe just haven't changed clothes in 25 years. But
To go along with it.
after I get the traffic cone on her head, I am going to embrace her and pick her up and spin her around as fast as I can. Sophie, I've missed you so terribly.
Oh my gosh. What? Yeah, Sophie will cling back to her and like try and hold the cone on her head.
Sophie, give me a self-control check.
Oh no, she smells.
She'd be
doesn't
dirty.
she?
Yeah, exactly.
She has Triss Hobo look about her.
Yeah.
Gosh. Okay.
If Sophie runs, I'm going to crack up laughing.
That would be really funny.
It would be awesome.
Self-control?
Yes, difficulty 7. Would you like to spend a willpower point?
We'll just roll the dice.
Okay. Okay. So you make an exception. It's Hesperia. You haven't seen her for a long time at this point. But you're probably going to want to take a shower with a Brillo pad when you get home.
Okay. And she tries to not like breathe in as she says,
Sure.
"Where have you been? What are
I-
what are you doing here?"
I've been everywhere, and I came just to see you.
Oh my gosh. Everyone, this is Hesperia. She was Baron before me. We kind of arrived in town about the same time.
Well, welcome back
Oh.
then.
I'll give everybody a bow and very pleased to meet you.
Beavis walks up, extends his hand, and sits his head and says, "A pleasure, I'm sure."
She takes his hand and she shakes it very animated like. Pleased to meet you.
Goes entrancing. And backs up.
Hi, I'm Trish.
Hello,
She's just gonna
Trish.
stay where she was and just kind of wave. That was quite the introduction, though. It's very impressive. Is that every room you go in? You were introduced by this
Oh yeah,
individual?
Sophie will turn around and wave to Jewel.
And she smiles and gives a little finger wave.
Well, I always try to pull out all the stops for Sophie because Sophie expects a lot of me. We go back too many years, and I would hate to disappoint her. You know, she's very much about appearances.
As Sophie is surreptitiously like brushing off her dress.
Well, it's very nice to meet you.
Very good to meet you. And being that you're shy and like staying over there, I'll just give a little wave and good to meet you.
Damaris will walk up and give her a good hearty shake as well. It's nice to see you again.
It's good to see you.
And Damaris does not have her dreads. When last you saw her, her hair was like all dreaded up. Now it's like all straight and down.
I'm gonna pull her handshake into a hug.
She's
and
like,
I love
doing that number.
What's up with the new do? I love it.
Well, that's an interesting story. I got a forced haircut because I was kidnapped. And then my arm got cut off, so I also have to get more tattoos. And she pulls up her sleeve. It's like one arm is completely bare. But otherwise, I've been good.
Is there someone we need to kill?
No, not at the moment.
I mean, if you should
Good
come
answer.
across them, by all means. But they got away.
Well, I am now a world traveler, so if you happen to give me the information on this person, I'll just happen to, look around for them.
Oh, we know where they're at.
Oh, okay.
But it's just not prudent right now.
Understandable. And I'll introduce myself to the rest of the group. And do handshakes for anybody who hasn't offered up one yet.
Okay.
Yeah, Ben steps forward. Name's Benjamin. You can call me Ben. Been here a little bit. You were the Baron before, huh?
Yes. Not the job for me.
Yeah.
I mean,
it takes a certain something, doesn't it?
I don't love it myself, but
I'm sure you're doing the best you
what it
can,
is.
Sophie, and I have every confidence in you.
Thanks.
So Jewel and I went to several places in Europe, and she took me on a very romantic getaway to the Paris catacombs. And she's going to pull something out of her pocket. And for your partner, Colin, in case he needs this, I'm not sure if it's maybe just for decoration, and she's going to give a jawbone.
Oh, this is
Authentic.
very
Remus gets a really
generous.
nice smile on his face. What a superb gift.
Can I do Spirit's Touch on it?
You sure can.
Difficulty 6.
Yes.
Four successes.
Okay. So Sophie, you see the last moments of this poor individual who happened to be was at the brink of death when they were basically made a part of the wall of the catacombs.
Oh, this is it's legit. Thank you.
So you get all of the terror, all of the angst, and all of the darkness after they extinguish the torches.
If
it's
she's
very
going
creepy and
to
morbid.
she's going to pull a handkerchief out of her handbag and wrap it very carefully and then tuck it inside.
Okay.
You're That's like a tourist place, right? You're not supposed to. I mean, like they don't sell these in the gift shop.
I don't know that I've ever actually purchased anything in my life or my unlife.
Hmm.
I'm just fully confused at this point. Money transactions.
Huh.
Do you remember those Christmas presents I got? Didn't pay for those.
Oh, actually, that explains some things. It's nice to see you again.
It's good to see you. I'm gonna be in town for just I don't know, however long Jewel lets me stay, I guess. So, need any help? Need me to? Oh, by the way, I'm so sorry about the window, and this is your sheet, and I'm just gonna crumple it up and hand it back over to her. Um. So yeah, I'm gonna be hanging out for a little bit. If you want to mix it up at all, we're available.
Well, we've got never a dull moment here.
What
I
did
guess
you
that's
do
a good. Wait,
What did you do to Miss Sophie's window?
I don't have the key for her new house, so
Remus is actually laughing.
I had to I had to get in. But she wasn't there, so
Security must
it
be
was
having
a,
heart
it was a
attacks.
surprise. I put duct tape over it just in case, though. It's okay.
Like the whole window is now duct tape?
Maybe not the whole window, most of the window. Okay, maybe hold the whole window.
Okay.
we'll work on that. We'll work on that later. And she's gonna quietly fold the sheet up. This might be a good time to talk about if there have been any developments in the last few days. Anything that we should know about? Revis's club is open now.
Yep.
I hope it's doing well.
Nights.
Haven't had a chance to stop in yet, but
Revis,
I'm excited to see it.
Trish, Damaris, and Sophie all give me a wits and alertness check, difficulty 6.
Wits and alertness. Okay. 5 dice. This is the double M one?
Yeah.
Two successes, one of which is a 10.
Okay. Do you have any stat that's a?
for me.
Do you have any stat that's a 4 or higher? From wits or alertness?
No.
Okay.
Alertness is 3. That's as good as it gets.
Okay. So 2 successes there. Trish, nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. Damaris. Muted.
4.
Okay. 4. And Sophie.
1.
1. Okay. Damaris is the first to pick up on it. Some of you pick up on it a little later than her, but Damaris, Persephone looks a little bit more flush. And given your experience, she seems a little more humane, or she's maybe purposely trying to put up the image of a blush of life or something, which is uncharacteristic of her normal gothicness.
You turning over a new leaf there? You don't look so pale, Seth.
Does Sophie also think about this blush of life thing?
Yes.
She's just gonna
Did you just eat?
smile knowingly.
I'm sorry?
I said you look a lot healthier.
I do?
Got a little pink to your cheeks. Did you just eat?
I've always had a little bit of pink to my cheeks.
Yeah, with blush. Wait,
No,
you don't even wear blush.
no. I have the I have deceptive aura.
Reeves just smiles.
What
It's
I'm
not your
talking
aura
about.
that's deceptive.
She kind of just looks at Ben like, "What the hell are they talking about?"
Looks
You've
good
been
on
rubbing
you.
against Ben a lot?
That's really none of your business.
Well, that's why you look healthier. Some things actually rub off. Then, of course, one can't discount Trisha's superb presence.
Wait, what? How did I get involved in this conversation?
Well, everyone knows that, you are pro the human thing. And that, of course, your close proximity to Steph there also influences her outlook on life. She's probably nowhere near as depressed as she used to be. And, uh, the two of you make a marvelous moderator to her normal gloom and doom.
Are those fighting words?
Real
I'm not
close.
sure.
Real close.
Yeah, come in.
You
Sorry, you
shouldn't be
just look a
taking
bit.
that as a fighting word. Sheesh, it's okay.
Just don't look like your normal lack of blush of health.
She looks great, everybody. She looks great. Yeah, you don't have to
She's
freak her out
fine.
about this. Nothing's wrong. Sheesh.
Did something?
Sophie-
It's just weird. Did something change? I'm not used to seeing you so healthy looking.
Sophie will slide a glance to Ben to see if he also looks like he has blush of health.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he looks a little healthier than he
She's
has normally.
she's just gonna smile secretively.
Am I missing something here?
Wait, Revis, are you saying I'm like rubbing off on other people?
I
But
think
like I am humanness and they are also now starting to you guys. She's gonna look at the two of them and be like, I didn't know. That's so nice.
Damaris can't help but just sneer a little bit at that.
I am
Trisha's a big smile.
so
Very much on her
confused.
face.
Reeves just looks at Trish and goes, "Well, as far as rubbing's concerned, the last time was great."
Oh, I knew I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, I thought it was the temporary. Never mind.
I'm so confused right now.
I am
talking about the ones who are inhumane being confused about us who are. It's fine. We're all good. We're all good, babe. And you look great.
They don't like that you're growing a conscience.
Don't put
No,
words
I
in
think
my
it
mouth.
looks great too.
Consciousness
Having a
is fine.
conscience is great.
I mean,
Maybe it
it just
depends
depends
on the person.
on your outlook on life. And some of us have different outlooks than others. And
It certainly
weren't
makes
here
it
last
easier to
time.
blend in.
You weren't here last time when I commented on how I actually thought Remus's outlook was a positive thing for him.
We'll go with that.
So
Anyway.
yeah, Baron, did we have anything else to go over?
Boy, did that conversation sidestep.
Jerome, has anything come up? I don't have anything of import action items.
Well, I mean, there's still some outstanding stuff, but beyond that, no, nothing else new.
Where did we leave off? This is not something that Sophie would ask, but where did we leave off with what's her face?
Roxy.
Who we don't like. Roxy. I keep wanting to call her Trixie.
Hey, speak for yourself. You might not like her.
I
What?
surely don't. Yeah, have we heard anything from Roxy lately? And she's gonna kind of glance to Trish.
I'm sorry. I've been in a hole learning Latin for the last 2 weeks.
So
So,
she hasn't reached out.
not that I've seen. If she has tried to, she hasn't tried very hard. Why? Why is it? Why we suddenly have all this interest in Roxy?
Did
Oh,
you
I've always had interest in Roxy.
did you
I didn't
tell
know you
her
swung that way. That's interesting.
did you tell
I
her about
do
the
not.
report, honey?
I didn't show Trish that report directly, no, because that was mainly for the Baron. She was the one who asked about the Roxy info.
Yep.
Wait, what report? Are you doing PI work on Roxy?
Roxy's bad. No one's gonna say it. Roxy is bad. Clearly, she's your best friend, but she's got history here.
She's not my best friend. She's just somebody that I met and we clicked. I don't.
You unclick because
Out of
she's
character.
bad.
How much can Trish like actually say
About what?
about the whole Roxy thing and Colin?
Nothing.
Because Roxy used her magic juju.
Yeah, nothing.
So does Trish just not remember it?
Yeah,
Or does she
it
just know she can't say anything?
Yeah, she just doesn't remember.
Okay. Uncrossed fingers. What do you mean? She's not bad. She's fine. What?
No, I'm gonna look to Sophie. Like, do you want to explain how
Do you know
Roxy has a
how
hard on for Colin still after being dumped by him?
Whoa, wait, what?
But besides that, you know how you reacted to the whole fallen angel thing?
Yes, I do remember that quite distinctly.
Do you know what an infernalist is?
I'm assuming it has something to do with the infernal depths of hell.
Yeah, and Roxy's right smack in the middle of it.
Okay, hold on. I know she's got the sorcerer thing going on.
Oh, it's more than that.
Yeah, she has been into the demon part of sorcery for a long time.
Wait, how do you guys know this?
I've read her aura, and
Colin
also
knows her.
Colin knows her. That's why they parted ways, because he was not down for that.
And she has history in Boston of using her magic, of course. The police department don't know that part, but she clearly used magic to con the city of Boston out of $50 million
Over a period of years. Yeah.
Yeah, through
She's a
fake
scammer.
lawsuits, settlements. Yeah, so she's rich now, but she got it all through being a con.
And we really don't need her to be destroying our city since we try so hard to keep it intact. We don't need her here.
Maybe don't relay this info to her that we know. I mean, if she might already suspect that we know, but I don't know how much contact you have with her, but what is talked about here definitely should stay here.
All right. I mean,
Yeah.
And she's a
Okay.
threat to
I
our
don't-
Baron.
like I knew she
I
had the boy.
mean-
Wait, Kay, hold on. So she was with Colin?
Yes.
Briefly,
It's a long
they
time.
sort of grew up together in Boston. They sort of learned magic together, and then she started getting into that stuff, and he said no, and then he made his way over here.
Okay. So
And
the
then-
first time I ever met Roxy, the whole reason we even bonded is because of the crap that I was dealing with Jeremy. And she said that she had an ex that she was needing backup with or help or whatever. I didn't have any idea who she was talking about. Just that she needed help, and she bought me a beautiful necklace thing, and I invited her to Ashland. Why didn't any of y'all
Oh
tell
my
me
God.
not to do that?
So
We
you're the
didn't
reason
know
she's
this
here?
until recently.
Trish,
What?
you're a little headstrong. You kind of tend to want to get your way. And most of us don't stand in the way as long as it's relatively harmless. At
Do
that time,
you?
you were relatively harmless, and so was she. This is
wh-
all knowledge we gained after the fact, sweetheart, not anything we knew at the time. So chill out a little bit, relax.
Where's
Don't
this
Also,
necklace?
a necklace.
Yeah, where's this necklace?
Do I have it on?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, it's right here, and she'll pull it
Can
out from under her shirt.
can I have it, please?
Oh, you don't want to
She'll
surrender.
hand. I don't want to start it. Nope. It was given to me. Like you can look at it. Like this
Fine.
is.
I'm going to look at it to see the aura of it.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't
And
trust this necklace either.
Can we just make a rule? If we find ourselves in a strange place with strangers who may or may not be magical and or otherworldly, that we don't know
Sorry,
and we don't know what they are, can we please give out as little personal information as inhumanly possible? Please.
Oh, you don't want us just giving out like your personal address to every Tom, Dick, and Harry who comes in?
Is
I
that
didn't
too
do
much to
that.
ask?
I didn't. Okay.
Ju-
Okay. I'll
Just
ask.
the whole the Ashland thing. I mean, I acknowledge. I mean, the first time that I went there, I did not know that it was a different place that was not here. So I
Neither.
acknowledge that that's weird, but it was an honest mistake. Just moving forward, please let's be very careful.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
but in my-
lean. I'm gonna lean
my
over to. Oh, sorry.
in my defense, though, like we had just kind of like defeated stuff, and we were doing stuff, and it seemed like it was like, hey, you are a misfit. Come join the other misfits in the town of misfits. Like
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
I won't do
makes
it
sense.
again.
And
I just
that's a very generous and commendable attitude. I guess does everybody have aura perception? Maybe we should just default to doing that before we make too close a rapport with somebody new.
I'm gonna lean over into Ben and kind of just whisper to him, "I'm not seeing anything, but will you double check for me on the
Revis
necklace?"
goes,
Oh,
we've already made
yes.
arrangements for me to learn that, so.
So Ben's also going to
Okay.
use aura perception on the necklace.
no, I do know it. I don't remember.
Go ahead.
Hesperian, do you have any wisdom to add from your travels?
I appreciate that you want to keep everything quiet. I still think it's worth it to mix with new people, just perhaps provide a background that is either very vague or false,
Yep.
2 successes.
or change your face.
And Jewel at that point says, how about don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things?
I'm gonna wink at her and say, "You pet this sweaty thing."
Oh,
Well, I
okay,
mean-
got it.
What is with today? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So Ben, you don't see anything
Okay.
Something in the water, I guess.
outside of the fact that it's really nice and silvery.
Okay. And so Ben says, yeah, it looks normal to me too. Although, wait a second. Hey, regarding that necklace you got, I know you don't want to give it up. That's fine. Would you mind if Sophie just kind of touched it, used her mojo on that thing? Maybe she'll pick up something.
Do we have to? I mean, you guys
Yes.
both did aura perception on it, right? Like it's
Are
fine.
you having a problem with us dealing with that thing Roxy gave you? Is that what you're doing right now?
Well, no, of course not. It's
Roxy
just
messes with people's minds. That's literally her thing.
how could she have messed with this? We were standing at the
She's
booth.
a
You guys were with me.
sorcerer. It doesn't take much. How long? How many times have you seen me do something and it doesn't take me very long?
Revis is actually going to go over,
Ooh,
kind of
Trish.
stand in front of Trish.
Okay, hold on one second.
Go.
Hold on one second.
Okay,
So Trish,
I'm in hold.
So Trish, at that comment of Persephone saying, well, "How many times have I done something? And it doesn't take me very long." Trish, give me a self-control check.
Oh boy.
Difficulty 8.
Knew that was coming. Son
Yes.
of a. Almost got there in time.
Yeah.
Okay, remind me. Self-control is where? It's there. I found it.
I was going to say, down towards the bottom on your right-hand side.
Oh no.
Anybody want to give me a reroll?
We are
Nope.
past that at this
0
point.
successes and 2 ones.
Okay. Oh, botch. Okay.
Sweet.
So
Somebody give me a reroll.
So Trish, at this point, you've been pestered quite a bit. You're not frenzying, but you are very annoyed that everybody keeps pressuring you over this gift that you got. And so you just look at Persephone when she says that, makes that comment about, how many times have I done something and it's, it doesn't take me very long. You end up looking right at her and just says, "Oh, you mean the last time you and Ben were together?" You just like blurt that out, just like, you basically take a shot at their sex life.
Oh, that's what you mean. 1 minute man. Okay.
One pump jump.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, since we're all talking about our sex lives anyway.
Right.
Revis
Exactly.
is definitely slid in front of her at this point.
Revis, move.
And he kind of goes, "We all need to chill." And he's got his arms and he's directly in front of Trish.
You do realize I can step under your arm, right?
I do. I'm not concerned about you.
I would like to point out that Ben, you, and Revis, you were standing with me when she gave me the necklace.
I know, which is why I have not said a single word attacking you.
Just
think about what you're saying right now, what you're doing. You're having a
looks...
problem with the Baron just checking your necklace. That's a real problem with you.
That's a red flag.
Does that sound right to you?
Hesperia, you were just saying something?
Yeah, Hesperia is going to kind of just gently, walk over to Trish and, Trish, I get it. I got somebody that I trust intensely as well. But just for the safety of yourself and everybody, it doesn't necessarily mean something magical happened to your necklace. What's preventing her from putting some sort of tracking device in the necklace, or someone that maybe did that on behalf of their own will and provided Roxy the necklace who provided to you? Maybe she's been manipulated. This is just to be as cautious as possible. And I'll try and be as charismatic as possible.
Sure. Go charisma and expression. What is your available willpower right now, Trish? Because I don't think you spent any willpower yet.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6. I have 3 successes.
Okay. So she makes a compelling argument. Since she's the new person and seems a little more potentially less biased, despite how hobo-y she looks. So if you want to resist, you can. It'll cost you a willpower point. Otherwise, she kind of makes a point. She seems like the neutral party here.
Okay, fine. It makes sense. And she'll take it off and hand it quite reluctantly over to Sophie. There. Is everybody happy now?
Immensely. Kinda.
We
will
Just
talk
done that
later.
in the beginning.
I will do Spirit's Touch on the necklace.
Okay, go ahead.
P.S. Nothing weird happens to me when I touch it, does it?
No.
You don't go into a trance.
I don't turn into like a piece of coral or something.
She just turns into a giant ear of corn. Just
I mean, you never know. Those Bostoners.
oh, if that's the case, you
I
turn into a
just did
giant
that.
tea bag.
Oh, great.
Or fish.
Difficulty 6.
Sure.
5.
Okay. So you focus on it for a second,
Wow.
trying to get some sort of visual, and the only thing that you're able to pick up is when it was being cleaned.
Cleaned by.
And shined. Some person you don't recognize.
Do I get a perception of the time frame?
No, but it was clear the past. I mean, doesn't seem like it was.
The future?
No. Well, yeah, you're not going to see anything in the future. But no, you don't get the impression it was recent.
I don't get any weird vibes off of this. It's actually a little bit strange how clean it is. Usually there's some kind of residual energy, but I'll give it back.
Give me a wits and occult check, Sophie.
Dang.
Difficulty?
Difficulty 7.
2.
2, okay. You would also know that items that have had like a lot of use, like interchanging hands or cleaned up and whatnot, that can often get rid of any sort of residual impression that you might pick up from.
Okay, she'll just shrug and give it back.
Okay.
Thank you.
I appreciate your cooperation, and I apologize for the trouble.
Well, it's just the last time one of us was under the influence. She's gonna kind of look pointedly at Ben. All hell broke loose. So
So now you get why we're, walking on eggshells with this. We're trying to be sure it's not you that we're worried about. It's Roxy. That's all.
I mean, we are worried about you. We are worried about your well-being.
Right.
Yeah.
And I am concerned about the fact that she's got. I feel like she is trying to use you for her benefit here.
I wouldn't let that happen, though.
Not intentionally, maybe, but she's very good at what she does. Clearly, over the years, she has been successful.
I mean, she got how much money from her city?
50 million over time.
Yeah, but
just multiple.
Bureaucrats are kind of easy to manipulate, though. Just saying.
This isn't a knock on you. Like what you just pointed out, I'm no pushover, but it didn't take much for that being to.
I'd rather not remember that night.
There's a difference.
Are we talking about the
between a fallen
karaoke
angel
thing or the fallen angel thing?
Both. Yeah, I'm kind of a town bicycle when it comes to that, aren't I?
But there's a difference between a fallen angel and a sorceress.
Her
I don't think she could do near that much damage.
And as far as and we don't even know what influence of demons she's under.
So does she hold on? Does she have like a contract and she gets power from a demon, or does she have a demon that's like hitching a tail ride on her?
We don't have those details.
Don't know.
Jerome, based on my familiarity with this in the past, do I know how that works? Okay.
Nope.
I mean, I can call our buddy and ask him.
No, I'm good without that happening.
Your teacher might know though, Sophie.
because he's definitely waiting by the phone to hear from me.
Exactly.
Okay, so Roxy bad. So do you guys want like should we just like avoid her entirely?
Well, actually, I would just prefer she be removed from our city because of the kind of things that she did in prior cities.
Well, how are you going to do that without killing her? She's going to look at Revis. Don't even start.
There's this awkward silence all around.
Revis goes, "What do you mean, Trish?"
Your first and only option for all of these types of things is kill first, ask questions later. So
Actually, that's not my suggestion. And it hasn't been because I actually have spoke to her before you did. I was almost in a business deal with her before you made yours.
hold on. Wait. Does anybody else know this, or is this once again another thing that I'm finding out now?
I made everyone aware of the fact that I met Roxy at a prior meeting, and it was when she was in complete control of the gang she now is in complete control over, and it was a gang that I had targeted to take over. And we had a very friendly meeting, and I told her, I said she would have to talk to the Baron, that I would not intrude on something she'd already started, and that it was a pleasure meeting her. And we talked for a few minutes, and then I left. And yes, Ben was made aware of it, and the Baroness was made aware of it.
I
That
just am
was
last to know everything.
that was before she was positively identified as who she is, though.
Right.
That is correct. But yes, I have interacted with her, and so I understand a great deal from where you're coming from. It does not look the way her actions indicate, and she does not act that way. What she really is, I couldn't begin to tell you. It's in an area of expertise that is not mine, thankfully. Perhaps Damaris might have a way to learn more about that. But my first action in this case is not to try and kill her, because I remember what happened when we went to kill one, and we're not prepared for it. It was not a very happy ending. If there's some other means of dealing with this that doesn't involve everyone in the city being involved and half a block being destroyed, yeah, I'm pretty interested in pursuing that rather than risking our lives and something that's going to draw on a power from another plane.
So, in our first conversation, she talked about the ex, which we now know is Colin, or we suspect is Colin. Do we
It
know it's
is.
Colin?
Yes.
It's okay. We know it's Colin. Could Colin talk to her
He
and
has
just say
asked
skedaddle?
he has asked me to handle this for him. It's a deeply personal issue, and he doesn't want to go anywhere near her.
He might still be vulnerable to her depending on the depth of the prior relationship.
It's
And you don't
possible.
always.
My understanding is that it wasn't that deep, but I don't know. Maybe she has some ability to um, influence him that makes him worried about it. I don't know.
Yeah, let's not throw him into the spider's web.
Okay.
As far as
And
I'm
none.
concerned, the farthest we can keep him away from her, the better.
I can
Trish,
understand that.
if
What?
she reaches out to you again, uh, just play nice, act like you don't know this stuff, but then afterwards, let us know. That way we can be of help if she wants to have a private meeting with you or whatever. We're just trying to be protective of everybody because we know there's something bad going on with her. And the longer she's here, I mean, she did what she did in Boston. She's already a sponsor of the South Side Souls. Who knows what other influence she's going to grab from the city, and then what is she going to do with that? Probably not something good.
Yeah.
So she
Ashland
reaches out.
cannot afford the kind of scam that she's been playing on Boston. and neither can we.
Do we collectively have more money than her?
Remus probably has more money than her.
Revis, do you have more money than her?
Revis, I think you mean Remus.
Remus or Revis?
Revis does not have 50 million in his pocket to play with. Now, don't get me wrong, and this is going to come out wrong. There are individuals who I know that would be entranced at the idea of meeting her, but I don't think that would work to our advantage.
No, I'm more thinking if
It sounds
one
like a
of
bad
us
idea.
could get control of the Southside Souls. If we have more money than her, and we just pushed her out, then she'd have no real reason to be here anymore. Besides
Well,
calling.
Damaris, weren't you going to try and take them back?
I was considering it. However, I'm full up on. Well, I'm not full up on my goals right now.
There are
but
other
she's
ways
already.
to pull influence that don't involve ghouling
Yeah,
Yes,
I
so I'm
understand that.
learning.
or money.
But I don't have any pull with them anymore. I mean, I know the leader. Well, I don't know if he's still the main leader besides Roxy. What's his name? What's in here? Andre Woodward. He's the leader of the gang.
He was.
Was.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
when you guys met the angel, or the fallen angel, if you guys remember, he actually indicated that he passed away.
Oh, no, I missed.
Is that the body that he took over?
No,
it's a different body.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Okay.
That previous leader is dead, so I really have no in with them at this point. I've got their jacket. They gave me a jacket.
From an outsider's perspective, have you looked into finding something that'll drive a wedge between her and this group?
That's what I was just thinking too. Can we manipulate them into
I don't know,
starting
like
a little
what?
bit of a civil war?
They are
Not like an actual civil war, not like where people get killed, but like they oust her for some reason. Like we could start rumors and do the mean
We could
girl
start
thing.
with some recon first. Since I've been gone for so long, I'm happy to, do a few drive-bys, maybe.
They are
stay in
car
her attic for a little
enthusiasts,
while.
and they pride themselves on their vehicles. It's a point of almost status with them.
Mm-hmm.
So
how
if
legal
something started,
do they operate?
Seriously, he just kind of looks at you and goes like, there are lots of street modifications that are very far from legal. Most of the time, the police cheerfully ignore them unless they're actually drag racing.
My question being, if someone were to leak parts of that background check to the club, would they
Applaud or yes?
Yeah. Okay. So that's a bust.
They ripped off the city. Oh my. Kudos for you. How much did she rip off?
Okay.
Oh, extra kudos.
So never mind about that.
Yep, that will not be a point of contention with most gang members. Most of them, no. So, Civil War, about the only attack that you've got is something that infringes on the club theme. They're diehard auto people. That was pretty much about the only way you have about going about it.
And even then, she clearly has powers where she can manipulate people's minds, because that's pretty much the only way she could have gotten all that money.
Well,
Our fallen angel friend, he was a part of this group, right? When he was here,
Well, he took over
the body of somebody, but he was a part of this group, right?
And he left. He's somewhere on the East Coast, last I heard.
Yep.
This pains me to say it. Do you think he might be willing to come back and start
I
a
don't.
little bit of a contentious situation there? This is very hard for Trish to say.
I can.
That could be an interesting idea, because if he understands that she's under infernal influence, I'm sure he'd have a strong opinion about that.
And it's not like while he was here, he wouldn't have had some kind of ties to the group itself. He masqueraded as one of them
Jerome, how do I
for quite a while.
how do I feel about all of this with my demon?
I don't understand the question.
I mean, because her faith level with him is still there.
Yeah.
So how would she? So how would? I guess I'm trying to.
No one is suggesting anything untowards to him, so you would. I mean, it's fine.
Okay.
Do you think he would really want to insert himself back into Ashland?
I doubt it.
I don't think he will willingly.
If he's what he says he is, and he made a point of saying it was time for him to move on, the odds of him feeling he has an obligation to come back are probably really, really small.
And I would hate to put him. I would hate to put him back into that position because he is trying to better himself.
So
it doesn't hurt to ask.
Oh no, I'll grant that.
Like we could call him and just ask and explain the situation and say we don't have the ability to do a full frontal attack on
Sophie,
this situation.
Who is my text from?
Your son.
What does it say?
It's all caps, and it says, "Mommy, somebody broke into the house." And then they taped it up.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that.
She's going to kind of laugh as she's going to text back. And where were you? I thought you were in charge of security.
And so, again, he's left it all caps. And he says, "I can't be here all the time." And he says, and Doofus says there's mud stains on the couch. Somebody broke in, they stole one of your sheets, and they stomped on the couch. That doesn't make any sense.
Sophie will text back, "It's okay, it was just Hesperia."
Okay, yeah, right. Why would she break into this house, and why would she stomp on your couch?
Why wouldn't she?
And take a sheet.
She's going to text back, "For old time's sake, don't worry about it."
Yeah, he's like, so he types back, he's like, "Wait, for old time's sake?" He says, "Mommy, next you're going to tell me that there's some sort of mad bomber that likes you and wants to leave a bomb here because old time's sake."
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And her name is Roxy.
She'll text back, "Can you reorder, or can you order a window to replace it?"
So he sends a shrug emoji. Sure. Daddy's going to have to answer, though. It won't make any sense if I answer the door.
That's
Unless,
fine.
wait. Okay, I'm cultivating some plans. I'll get back to you. Thanks, Mommy.
She will put her phone away
Okay.
and go back to the conversation.
I like the idea of scouting. Probably needs to be updated, even though it's only been a short while since Ben did his thing.
And having a face that she is not unfamiliar with would be a benefit.
That's
It's
true.
not
She
like
doesn't
she's
know
been-
about Hesperia.
It's not even a case of familiar faces, because I could walk up without a problem. It's a matter of taking a look at it through discerning eyes that will pick up on the little nuances of, like, have the side markings on the vehicles changed? Are they darker rather than the well-designed
Emotional
ones that
damage.
indicated their mortality? It'll be the little things that indicate what's going on.
So you say these are really big car guys.
Yep.
Car guys need car parts. And, I'm sure there's some sort of, I don't know, inventory or ordering system or, frequent vendors that they use, right? I'm a little okay with computers. I could maybe remote in and see if I can pick up some invoices, maybe some financials, just so that you guys can see what you're working with.
Sounds like an excellent idea. And if you accidentally manage to, like, cipher a couple million to keep you entertained with, I'm all for it.
She doesn't pay for things, remember?
Yes, but I'm sure she can find a use for it online. Besides, she wouldn't be paying for it. They would.
Oh, I suppose that's true. I'm pretty sure she would notice a couple million go missing, though.
That is, of course, the point.
I mean, if you want to accelerate, we can accelerate. So
the point is to get her attention by making sure she realizes she is not as secure as she thinks she is. As long as she thinks she's secure, she'll continue on with whatever she's doing. Once she realizes someone's paying attention, she's being attacked from a quadrant she's not expecting, then she'll get much more cautious. It'll buy us some time.
That'll just make it harder for us.
Yeah.
Harder in what way?
Well,
if she's more careful.
Yes.
Making it more difficult, so she's going to up all of that. And so I personally think that she shouldn't be made aware that we're onto her in that sense. I think being discreet is more beneficial.
What are we afraid of that she's going to do to us, if anything?
Honestly, I think
it depends
we
on
need to be more concerned about Colin.
Okay.
If she's here for Colin.
Okay. So then with that, Baron, what do you want to happen to Roxy? Because clearly she's here for either us or Colin or you or both of you, because there's no other tie for her here, and she's already setting up shop. What would you like to have happen to her, if anything?
Sophie, self-control check. Difficulty 7.
It's just a day of self-control, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Some of us got it, some of us don't.
Says the girl who made the comment about, never mind. I'm not saying that online. Sorry.
1. Okay. So this is like one of those TV shows where when somebody poses a question, they do jump cuts of like different older movies or shows or something that has like, different hot takes and reacts to what it is that they're thinking in their head. And the first thing that comes to Sophie's mind is she would just like to see Roxy as red paste somewhere on preferably on the pavement. And, maybe there's a mental image of just Sophie demurely wiping her shoes to make sure that they're, okay, that they were undamaged in the onslaught, and just kind of walks away, with her head held high, sort of thing. But that's not what you blurt out, but that is your first thought. You're just like, just dead, killed, maimed, no more.
So Sophie's going to take a moment, and you see her expression. She's clearly struggling. And after a moment, she's going to say very tightly, if she's out of the city, away from here, that's good enough for me.
Okay, so then we need her to just leave. And you're good with her getting out of the city, never to return. Okay, then. We could probably do that. I'm not sure there's like a ton of beating around the bush we really need to do other than seeing who she's got on her side. If it's just the Southside Souls or more than that, I mean, we know she's got magic. According to what I've talked to Colin about, like, yeah, she knew similar things to him. It's been years, so she's stronger in that area, so she could probably toss fire just like he can and flames can. So if we go against her and tell her to get out, and a fight happens, we got to be ready, but we could do it.
Academically speaking, is there a way to exercise the infernal aspect?
Assuming that's
Is it redeemable?
I don't have that much knowledge.
That's why I was asking earlier, is like, did she actively go into this contract with the demon, or did the demon, like, is she a victim of a demon being a demon? Because if she is,
I
we
don't.
probably could perform an exorcism and make it go away.
My experience with um, Juliet, who you may remember as Evil Sophie, was that originally she was just a girl put in one bad spot after another, and the anger sort of invited it gave opportunities for bad
It opened a doorway, and
elements,
a demon
and
walked through it.
then she started to actively invite them, and
So she was
then got
corrupt.
more and more willing. I don't know if that's how it works for everybody.
Well, I'll speak as the devil's advocate here. We can go into
No.
combat with her. There are members of your community that will struggle with that without what they consider prima facie evidence of evil intent to kill someone.
He's kind of right.
So, there, I'm just.
But, like, are we
let me
sure
finish,
a
please.
conversation?
Let me finish, please, Trish.
Okay.
If you're not willing to deal with the fallout from that and the confrontation that takes place, say you chose your fighters and didn't take any of those with morality that would be affected by it, and you thought you had enough, and it even worked, you're still going to come home to the fact that you're going to have a segment of your population that thinks what you did was wrong.
Are we talking about Remus?
Not just Remus. There are other citizens here who have strong senses of morality that we rarely see.
We're not. I mean, I'm not. When I say we're going up against her, I'm not saying we just go there and try to pound her into oblivion. We go to her and say, "We know what you did. We get why you're here. We don't need any other info. Get out." If you
But she's
don't,
not going to. That's my point. She is not going to.
and when she
She's
says
on a
no,
mission.
Well, all I'm doing is pointing out you have to be prepared for the fact there are people that are going to say, and I'm okay with it. Don't get me wrong. I will do what the Baroness asks without a question or a qualm, that being my nature. But I'd be undue as her advisor in certain matters, not to point out the fact she's going to have unhappy citizens. That's also my role.
well, what's it gonna take for us to be fine with making her leave?
I don't know. I'm just pointing out the fact that she has people that are important to her that are going to go blah, blah, blah. And I wanted her to be aware of it before we went down this path. I'm okay with going there, like I said. But there are others I know that will
I
object
think
strenuously.
we also need to keep in mind that having her in the city is bad for the city. Obviously, we've talked about the scam angle, but the corruption is definitely something that would spread, and we definitely don't want that in the city. So I think people would be less upset at taking a stance against it than without that consideration.
That's a valid point, but that's the point you need to make beforehand, that you're not doing this because of a personal threat, that you're doing it because it's a threat to the city.
I
agree with
agree.
that
You're
angle.
going to need leverage for the court of public opinion.
Exactly. So I guess what I'm actually saying is, till she does something that's measurable and visible and can be displayed, I think your hands are kind of tied.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Isn't that kind of the premise you've been operating on?
Oh, it's so ironic to have that coming from you.
I mean,
I
she's
agree.
guilty. You have the background that shows an impossible, perfect track record of scamming 50 million through BS
Right, but
litigation.
that's
But
no skin
technically,
off us.
it didn't
That's not
happen
our just
here.
jurisdiction.
We decide our jurisdiction. This is our town.
So I'm curious, has she done this in more places than just Boston and now she's just moved here, or is this every place? Do we know that she's done this in multiple cities that
I
she's
don't
been at?
know. I don't know if she's lived anywhere besides Boston.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. She's done this there. She hasn't gotten any comeuppance from it. She got away with it and then left town.
I wish there
Right.
was some way we could extradite her.
Actually, that's not a bad thought, but a better one was, why don't we ask Bad to identify her enemies that she left behind in Boston?
Yeah,
I like that
when they
idea.
come here.
And once
Depends on
they're
why they're her
identified,
enemies.
you might accidentally release the information that we're kind of not equipped to deal completely with her. And if they wanted to contribute to the cause and take her back for justice there, we would be perfectly happy with that.
Um, I mean, Collins lived here for a good 20 years, so I don't know that he would still be privy to any of the current players. Um, it might take a research trip.
Well, you also have a phone number for a Justicar and a Prince in your collection.
Hmm.
And
That's true.
much as
Although-
we let me finish. Much as we hate what's going on, the Camarilla has a hard-on for Infernalists almost as bad as the Sabbat. And if she practiced any of her activities in Baltimore, I'm not sure if it's a Camarilla city or not.
Boston.
But if it is, yeah, you might be able to swing a deal with them.
Hey, Damaris, why don't you give me an intelligence and clan lore check?
Oops. Intelligence and clan lore.
Difficulty 6.
What is my clan lore? I don't.
You don't have any, huh? Okay.
Well, I didn't realize I had to.
Do you have?
Yeah, I'm not
bunch of
sure
thought
I
into
even have
that.
clan lore.
That's not
Not
even on my
everybody does,
sheet.
but some people. Well, no, because lores are typically one that you have to fill in. Do you have?
There's all kinds of minutia
Okay.
with lore that you
Yep.
seem to pull out.
Do you have Camarilla or
Yes.
Sabbat lore?
Both.
So then roll your Camarilla lore. Intelligence
And
Camarilla.
lupine and spirit lore. Okay.
You will
Camarilla
definitely
lore
want to buy
and
your
wits.
clan lore.
I didn't know that I needed to.
Oh yes, you will.
So yeah, had I known, I would have bought that up like ages
She
ago.
probably got worth having a 3 at least.
At least.
I'd say.
Okay. Sorry. Cam lore and wits or intelligence?
Intelligence. intellect.
5. Okay.
Little wheel in a big wheel rolling.
2.
2. Okay. Well, the Camarilla doesn't run that city. The Sabbat doesn't run that city. Do you know who runs that city?
Giovanni.
Your clan.
Oh.
Hmm.
I was gonna say, like, I didn't remember if the cam had that, but I was pretty sure I remembered a lot of
And do you remember who did it?
Leannon coming from them.
No.
Your
Killian?
sire.
Killian? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the Leannon
Oh,
run.
I was going to mention, I'm not sure just how closely the other kindred keep track of human sorcerers in other cities.
Well, Damaris gonna quip up. The Boston isn't held by a specific faction. It's actually held by a specific clan. My clan.
Really?
Well,
Well, there you go. Okay, make a call.
Do I? Well, I do. Killian.
Well, and we can check on Dahlia at the same time.
he gets around.
Oh, he's been around for a while. Yeah. The Leannon hold Boston.
So are they pro demon?
No. No. Absolutely not. um They, I
Hmm.
mean, we just like that, like everybody else, don't support any sort of demon activity like that.
and it
Um,
sounds like we have our answer.
Potentially, let me reach out to my sire and ask about Roxy.
Roxy DeSantos.
Now that that's been done and we have a quasi answer, if you reach out to Killian, if I remember correctly, he is a member of the Spot actively.
Yes.
Do you realize the next flip to this coin is going to be, well, we'd like to help you, but you've banned a member?
Well,
Do you
I'm
think
just
he'd
pointing.
really bring that up?
I'm just
I
pointing it
don't.
out. These are political things at this point.
Right,
And
but you're right now. It's technically not okay. The way I'm seeing it, the Roxy thing isn't necessarily a political issue on the front. It's definitely personal. Sorry, Sophie, but it is. Um, and it is. She obviously could be a threat to the city, but Boston isn't a political state. It's not a political faction. It's held by my clan, which is not part of the Sabbat, not part of the Anarchs. It's not necessarily part of like one specific area. So I don't think that the political aspect is going to come in when it comes to Boston. It's going to be a clan thing.
okay, that would be nice if that's the way it played. It's a better play.
I would agree. And, I can only hope that that's how I would see it. I mean, obviously, that's how I see it. But I won't know until I ask. And then, worst case is they won't get involved.
And we're no worse off than we were before.
Exactly.
Do we want to let Missy dig into the invoice thing, or not?
Might as well.
Yeah, sure. That sounds
Okay.
great.
Do as much damage as possible.
I also want to, besides that, Jerome, is ShrekNet operational?
No, ShrekNet has
No.
been down quite a while. In fact, it's not coming back up because it got invaded by the Inquisition.
Gotcha.
And that was how they found some of the places that they needed to find and burninated some unfortunate souls.
Gotcha.
So when com- when computer systems are set back up for kindred use, they're usually only done per the city. They're never connected like the outer web or whatnot for security purposes.
Gotcha.
Okay. Anything else we need to talk about?
Would anyone mind if I tried to get an in with the Sanguine Tears? Is anyone working that angle right now?
I deliberately backed off, and in my case, were I to try and renege on that gentleman's agreement, so to speak, it probably would not fly well. I'd prefer if someone did it other than me. That way I can continue to wander around looking like I have no interest.
You may want to check with the Giovanni. As I recall, they're the ones that were connected with them in the first place. But I mean, personally, I don't. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Is there a particular reason that you're thinking of?
Well, they're a big player, clearly, especially with regards to any of the crime that's happening in the city. And the more we know about that, the more we know about just about anything. Sanguine Tears seem to be one of the major players when it comes to that in the area, not just Ashland, but this entire region. And I was able to establish a pretty good connection with presence with their second in command, Jacob Uribe. So I could summon him, talk to him, ingratiate myself, lower his inhibitions and all that, and start a relationship there. Maybe get some pull. I don't plan on ghouling him or anything. I don't think that's necessary. But get him to
Do
be a
the
friend.
old-fashioned footwork.
Right. I've done it before. I might as well, dust off my shoes and get to walk on that path again.
That could also be interesting in that they're Mexican cartel, right?
Yes.
And Mexico is the hot spot for the Sabbat, so you may get some information along those lines too.
Exactly. Opens up some doors, I think. And he's the second in command. Pretty good if I can pull this off, which I'm pretty sure I can. It'll be weird for him just suddenly showing up, seeing me after I summon him, but I can smooth things over, and I'll let you all know how that turns out.
Sounds pretty interesting. Yeah, let us know if you need support.
Yeah. Beyond that, was there anything else we have to do? Any other problems we're looking at right now?
Before we switch topics, Hesperia would like to do some computer research. First of all, to establish who is doing invoicing, parts, seeing the flow between the group and their supplier. And also, she would like to run a background check on Roxy using a VPN to spoof the location to make it look like it's somebody from Boston researching her.
Okay. Sure. So go ahead and roll. You're going to roll your intelligence and computers.
And what's the
Difficulty?
difficulty?
Difficulty 7.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Nice.
Very nice.
Okay, so pardon me. So I know we're about to lose Trish at this point because she has a hard stop at 2.
Yeah.
I need to go soon too. I actually have plans too. Sorry.
Okay. So then, if that's the case, we'll go ahead and stop here. I will get the details to you, Isperia, so you can give that to everybody else, or just message it, over. And then to let everybody know, we are going to be playing this game again on October the 7th at the same time, so 11 a.m. Next week, however, we have our very first Ashland by Night Dark West game, which is going to be really interesting. Got a bunch of people involved in that. It's a prequel to the main Ashland by Night game. That's going to start at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then next Saturday, we're going to be back at 6 p.m., which would be the 30th of September, for Marvel Superheroes, our superhero game. So, looking forward to see how all that plays out. Thank you again for everybody joining us and hanging out with us in chat. And as always, it's great to have Missy hanging out with us. So thank you for popping in, and I hope everybody has a great day.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Nice seeing you all. Night all.
Stop the stream.